Hi guys, today let's talk about the importance of light in shadow in architectural design, in interior space and in exterior space, and also to some basic forms related in architecture. Today, let us talk about the meaning of light, artificial and natural, and how it is applied in architecture since the Renaissance period. In the following pages, you can see illustrations of how light will cast shadows on different shapes of objects. Good day, everyone. Welcome back to our Google Classroom, to our channel. This time, let's talk about light and shadow. What are the uses of light? How do you define light and shadow? Shadow is the creation of where light cannot reach. It is the shadow that helps us define forms. On the other hand, light is the natural agent that stimulates sight. It is light that first enables what you see. Shadow is the creation of light. Without the light, shadow will not exist. Light can exist without shadow. Without shadow, light still shines. Light has been seen as the origin of all beings, as without light, life would not be possible on earth. Light greatly affects our ways of life, as how we interact with one another. How we interact with the surroundings revolve around how light interacts with us. Our relationship with the environment is enhanced in the presence of light. The use of natural light in early architecture was seen in related to the gods above. Light is the origin of all beings. Light is seen as a creation of God or even God himself. In the design of Pantheon, shown in this picture, the opening at the very top of the building allows light to enter and flow through space, implication of allowing God to enter the building. Pantheon is one of the earliest attempts at using light to create and give light to a space. The architecture not only uses the curves and the dome, but also makes use of the notches on the roof to give depth all to the building. The opening is at the very center of the dome. The light moves around the dome as the hours changes. This is the interior of the Pantheon. The curves and notches in the dome create shadows. The formation of shadows give depth into the overall building, giving it a soul. Natural lightings are most often used in places of worship or spiritual environment. Anthony Gaudi, a famous Italian architect, uses circles, curves, and other organic shapes to create his architecture. Not only does his design depth in natural lights in interiors, but he also uses colors to create a symphony of light and shadow, giving light to the building. Across cultures, there is an understanding of the light and human experience, and the many ways it can control exposure, protection, and orientation and be integral to vernacular design and traditional building methods. For example, what could have been a simple shape becomes an elaborate scheme. A room is not a room without natural light. That's according to the great American architect Louis Kahn, one of the masters of international style in architecture. Louis Kahn. With the advancement in technology and design, architects today are able to make use of natural light more as more openings can be used in the design. Natural light in the modern day architecture is used to make buildings look and feel more open, compared to a metaphor of God as well. light during the night, but it also serves a layer of isolation between building interior and exterior. In this design, the center support of the dome is covered in mirrors. The mirrors are used to reflect the light further, thus filling up the entire space with minimal amount light. Uses curves and organic shapes to illuminate the interiors with natural light. This is the design of the great Frank Lloyd Wright, one of the greatest masters of international style. The library uses natural light for a more eco-friendly design as it is more energy-saving. The use of artificial light is kept to minimal, and on top of that, the intensity of the artificial light is controlled by the use of light sensors. Artificial light plays a very important role in design, especially in the modern architecture, as high-rise buildings in the urban area blocks out natural light, hence the spaces are often lacking in natural light. As technology advances, over-illumination becomes a problem. Excessive amount of lightings are used in design. This causes not only wastage of energy but also result in bad designs. Inside Out Museum in Beijing. The Campbell Art Museum, Guangzhou Opera House, they both uses soft lightings, artificial lights. Hudson Chapel by John Hudson. In modern architecture, designers try to avoid having light bulbs shining directly into the user's eyes. Hence, a good lighting design in modern architecture are either hidden or creating an indirect light. The previous photo shows how these effects are achieved. Michael Graves is a postmodern architect that uses design ideas similar to that of a classical architectures. Hence, most of his designs have exposed light source, and on top of that, he uses notches to create shadow similar to that of the Pantheon. Artificial lighting is not limited to just interior space. Exterior lighting schemes have been applied to many modern buildings and structures to make a building stand out in the city's crowded skyline and at the same time making the city look more vibrant. Exterior lighting can be used to create a mood. Light and shadow give different types of soulfulness at different angles, and they are used to enhance the geometry and form of a building. The curves create a balance in the light and shadow, showing soulfulness of the exterior space. I sense light as the giver of all, presences and material as spent. What is made by light casts a shadow, and the shadow belongs to light. That's according to the great American architect Louis Kahn. I sense light as the giver of all presences, and materials as a spent light. What is made by light casts a shadow, and the shadow belongs to light. Louis Kahn. Shadows in architecture help break up a vast amount of space. It is also gives a building three-dimensional feeling or 3D effects. Natural shadow casted by natural light creates a space with dynamic appearances as the shadow changes as the sun moves, giving life to the space. Shadows create dynamic and life with the use of natural lighting. Three forms working together with light and shadow enhance the interior form. Transworld Airlines, the terminal, or the John F. Kennedy terminal. Transworld Airlines terminal, the light and shadow work together to give colors to the space they paint as the space. At the end of this video will be activity and questions to answer. Hang on for that, and don't forget to subscribe and follow our channel. Alright, okay guys, ito yung inyong activity number 4 or make that number 3 na activity about casting shadows. Ang pamagat ay perspective of shadows. Ito ay activity number 3 nyo. At ang gawin natin dito ay ilipat natin ang light source dito sa kaliwa, sa left upper corner. At dito nyo naman i-mirror image or baliktarin nyo ang pagcast ng shadow. Halimbawa, dito sa bula ay papunta na dito ang shadow. At itong mga poste dito ay dito na ang shadow niya. Pati itong mga building ay ang shadow niya ay dito. Kaya it is a very challenging activity kung paano nyo ilipat ang shadow dito sa left upper corner. Okay, so ipareho lang ang distansya nitong light source dito sa kabila. So sa estimate ko ay dito siya ang light source. Label lang nito. Ayan. At dito rin. Dito kayo mag-start ng pag-project ng shadow. Yan. Sa kada object ay project ang mga shadow diyan para makakast kayo ng eksaktong shadow. Dito sa bula ay may shadow yan. Pag ganyan na yan. Itong sa box ay nakaganyan na yan. Ang kahoy ay dito na. Itong tao ay dito na rin ang shadow niya. Kaya baliktad or mirror image. So ang gawin dyan ay drawing or sketch sa white bond paper. At ang inyong output ay inyo yan i-compile sa brown envelope. At i-submit nyo yan dito sa atin personally before midterm finals. Make that midterm periods. Okay? So yan lang atin activity ngayon, number 3 for your graphics 2, which is the shade and shadows. Thank you. I'll see you on my next videos.